Good morning, my beautiful friends. This is your wake up call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul. We are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. I'll say good morning to everybody who is here. Thanks so much for being here. Good morning, Shauna, Lauren, Silk. It is wonderful to see you guys. I got a message from Dan today. Dan says that he can't be here right now, but he wishes that he could be. But he does say also that he's having some issues with his Facebook account, and I guess his Facebook account was hacked or duplicated or something. So if you receive a friend request from Dan, you can just safely ignore that because that is not a real thing. Anyways, the public service announcements out of the way. I want to say good morning to everybody here. Yeah, we're going to come together today to say some nice things about ourselves, to really affirm the truth of who we are, which is that we are awesome people and that we are continuing each and every day to learn and grow and develop. And I really appreciate you guys being here with me to really set your day off on the right foot. And just as I really appreciate being here with you. So, yeah, what we're going to do today is I'm going to pull a card off the top of my I Am deck. I'm going to ask you if you are the affirmation on the card, and then we are going to respond out loud together. I am that affirmation. As we bring these affirmations into our present now moment, we are ultimately completely rewiring the way that our brains work and undoing years of misprogramming. My friend Dave actually describes it like our brains are a computer system, and that the inputs that we have that we put into our brains are things that program the way that we act and react to situations that come up in our lives. And the fact is that most of our programming happens when we are very, very young. I mean, I'm talking like 2, 3, 4 years old, very, very young. And it's not programming that we intentionally choose. Typically, it's programming that happens because we misperceive a situation, and then we live our whole lives based on that misperception. And how true it is when I think about some of the neuroses that I have, I look back and they all come back to just typically things which happened during childhood, things that happened during formative years. Well, we are adults now, and we have a responsibility to live in accordance with our highest values. So let's really explore those and affirm good things about us, so that we can continue to live in accordance with our highest values. That we can continue to just take responsibility for our lives and really live in accordance and live up to our highest potential. So let's do that with these cards today. I'm going to pull a card off the top of the deck. I'm going to ask you if you are the affirmation on the card, and we are going to respond out loud together. I am. As we do that, and as we continue to really affirm these good things about us, we are we are going to completely change the course of our lives. So let's have some fun today and say that today I am connected. I am connected. I cultivate meaningful relationships. So I am connected. I cultivate meaningful relationships. Are you connected? You are connected. You cultivate meaningful relationships. And I am going to write that down in the comments today by saying that I am connected. I cultivate meaningful relationships. Indeed, I am connected, and it's very and so are you, and all of us really are. And if I remember when I first started to get into like sales and marketing, I was pretty young. I was probably in my early 20s, and what I attended some meeting somewhere, and we were talking about how it is that we who are we going to pitch our ideas to, who are we going to pitch our products to, and the guy that was running the class basically said, pull out your phone. And so we all pulled out our phones. At the time, it was a phone with actual physical buttons on it. And he said, go into your contacts list. And so I went into my contacts list. And he said, see all those people? You know more people than you think you do. He's like, just count your contacts. He's like, you don't have to reach out to them all, but just count them. Just recognize that you already know all these different people from all these different walks of life. And it was really interesting for me. It was eye opening. It was an eye opening experience because even though I wasn't really going to sell any of those people that I knew, the thing that we were trying to sell, which at the time was like was mortgages, but the fact is that I I really recognized at that moment just how connected I was. And at the time, I didn't feel connected at all. Actually felt I felt quite disconnected. I felt like I didn't have all that many friends. There were probably only one or two people on my, on that contact list that I knew well enough that if I was in trouble, that I could call those people and know that they would answer the phone. Well, fast forward, 20, 30 years, and I am very, very much connected now. And the fact is that I know that there are probably several dozen people that I could call on a moment's notice and have them help me out if necessary. And the way that I got connected was simply by cultivating meaningful relationships, by recognizing that the people around me are people. The people around me are folks who they have their own dreams and hopes and ambitions, and that they are worthy of attention and they are worthy of love. And that I don't need to treat them as somebody who can do something for me. I can treat the people that surround me as something as people that I'm willing to help, that I'm willing to be there for, and really not treating the folks around me as commodities, kind of like the way that sales trainer was basically trying to get me to do it when I was in my early 20s, but rather treating the people around me as precious humans with precious human lives, and people who will serve different purposes in my life as our relationships progress. And so I am connected and I do cultivate meaningful relationships. And I know that you do as well. And one of the very interesting side effects of technology, especially of Facebook and other social media, is that I can look at my friends list and recognize just how many of them are connected to each other as well. There was a study done about how groups interact, and the one of the upshots of this study is that that there are some people who are connected to two or three people, and that's really all they're connected to. And in fact, that there's most people in the study were really only had two or three meaningful connections. But then there were other people who acted as hubs, who had dozens or hundreds of meaningful connections, and those were the people that really connected everything. And so when I look at my list, when I look at the people that I'm connected to, I kind of recognize that I'm one of those hub people. I'm one of those people that has hundreds of connections that I would be able to effortlessly move between different social circles simply, if I choose to, simply because I've developed a meaningful relationship with lots of people from lots of different walks of life. So I am connected and I cultivate meaningful relationships, and so are you. In fact, the more meaningful relationships that we cultivate, the more relationships where we are approaching the relationship not as a what can you do for me, but rather a I love you for who you are. The more of those relationships that we have, ultimately the easier that we can move throughout life. Because nobody wants to be somebody that is that is being used by their friends. We all want to just be loved and honored and respected for who we are. And yet the world trains us that the people around us are people who, that they exist for our benefit. And of course, nothing could be further from the truth. And in fact, it's kind of quite the opposite. We exist for the benefit of the other people around us. And the more that we really step into that servant's role and realize that the people around us all need things, and if we can provide those things for them, that we are able to really strengthen and cultivate that relationship, the more of those meaningful relationships that we're going to have. I've developed the most important relationships that I've ever developed have been surrounding a spirit of service, a spirit of mutual respect, and the idea that the people who are in the relationship both choose to be in the relationship because the relationship itself offers value. And so it is that we are connected and that we can cultivate that connection today. And the way to cultivate that connection is to honestly care about the other people around us. It is to honestly care and honestly believe that the people around us are special and beautiful, that the people around us have hopes and dreams, and that we can factor into that. And that just as they are in our lives, that we are also in theirs. An early mentor of mine once told me that everybody in my life is either an asset or a liability, and there's nothing in between. He said there's no such thing as a person who just isn't who comes into your life and doesn't provide you either something good or something bad. He said that my goal was to look at all the people in my life and ask myself honestly, is this person an asset or a liability? And he said, if they're an asset to your life, if and then you should understand that you are also an asset to theirs. And he said, and if they're a liability to your life, you should also recognize that you are a liability in theirs. And so, over the course of time, I have uh, I have been very intentional about making sure that everybody who's in my life is an asset. That everybody that I cultivate a meaningful relationship with is somebody that is bringing me something valuable, and that I also, consequently, am bringing them something valuable. And this is not about stuff. This is not about socioeconomics. It's really about having an understanding and an acceptance and a mutual love and respect for the folks that we cultivate relationships with. And so the fact is that as we reach out today to the people who are around us, as we cultivate the connections and cultivate the meaningful relationships that define our lives, that give us the opportunities that we get to experience, and that really permit us to rise to our ultimate potential, that we are also giving that gift to other people, that we are helping them rise to their ultimate potential, that the meaningful relationship we're cultivating with them has just as much meaning to them as it does to us. So I am connected today. You are connected too. And as we go through our day, let's realize that everybody that we meet is the potential or has the potential to dramatically change the way that we live, either for the better or for the worse. And it is our adult responsibility to be discerning about it, to cultivate meaningful relationships with the people who are moving in the direction that we are, or who at the very least have the same spirit that we do, the same spirit of love and service, the same spirit that drives us to desire the best for ourselves, to desire the best for the other people around us. And so as we connect with other people, let's make sure that we are connecting with them in a way that is very efficient, in a way that is congruent with our own highest values. So I am connected today, and you are connected too. And man, this chat has been going off. So wonderful to see all you guys just interacting with it today. Let's see who else has come on by. Let's see. Good morning to you, Eric. It is great to see you here. Lovely to see you too. Also, Jin. Two people I'm quite well connected with. Let's see here. I mean, there's hardly anybody in this chat that I'm not really well connected with. Good morning, Marie. Good morning, Jin. Good morning, Tony. Great to see you guys here today. Let's see. Let's see. Good morning, Teresa. Good to see you too. I'm connected with you as well. I'm connected with pretty much everybody here. Good morning, Amy Jo. Wonderful to see you. When I think about people like Amy Jo, you're somebody that I have not seen in person for quite a while, and yet I still feel like I know you. I still feel like I'm connected to you. I still feel like I've that you and I have had a lot of deep and meaningful conversations, and that those things persist whether we are physically close or physically distant. So yeah, let's see. Yeah. Teresa says that we're so lucky that we are caring, that we are surrounded by caring people. Indeed, we are. Indeed, we are, Teresa. We are very fortunate to be surrounded by caring people. We are very blessed. Not everybody is, and but as we continue to cultivate these meaningful relationships, And that is something that I've found because I'm a cultivator of meaningful relationships. The people who choose to gravitate toward me are also similarly cultivators of meaningful relationships. Tammy says, I love the connections I've made over the last year. Yeah, isn't it amazing, Tammy, how once we start to make really amazing connections, that a whole different world opens up to us. The world is just full of good people, and most of the good people that this world is full of all hang out with each other. So, let's see here. Jen says, so many of you are assets in my life, and I appreciate you all in very much in different ways. Absolutely, Jen. And I appreciate you. And I appreciate you for who you are. And you and I have had some really deep, really amazing conversations about stuff that quite honestly, I don't think I could have a conversation with anybody else about. And how cool that is. How amazing. And and the fact is that that even though I'm a very different person than all of you on this chat, we all share the things that are most important, the internal and core parts of our being that are the most important are the things that we have in common. So I'm connected with all of you guys. Good morning, Tony. It's wonderful to see you here today. And yeah, I'm thankful to have you here. I'm thankful for you. Just listing out these comments and really adding your input to this. You're talking about how it's all life experiences, good or bad. Indeed, it is. And I think about sometimes. Well, I think about the people that in life that I have not remained connected with over the course of time, and I consider that usually when that happens, it's because they are growing in a different direction than I am, or that they are remaining stagnant, and I'm growing, and they just don't want to grow with me, and that's totally okay. It's fine that they're growing in a different direction. It's fine that I can't have a meaningful relationship with every single person that I've ever met in my whole life, or that there are some people with whom I've had a meaningful relationship, and that meaningful relationship has, over the course of time, kind of fallen by the wayside. That's okay. That's totally okay. The fact is that I'm not right for everybody, and everybody isn't right for me, and just like everybody isn't right for you either. And so many of us, especially when we don't have all that many connections, will intentionally foster connections that aren't really the best for us simply because we don't have all that many of them. And we don't want to lose the few friends that we have. But ultimately, as we remain authentic to ourselves and as we continue to really grow and develop in the ways that are most important to us, that the people who are most important to us will come in closer, and the people who are really not on the same life trajectory that we are going to just go elsewhere and go find other people who are closer to the trajectory that is meaningful to them. So I am connected, and you are connected too. And just like Silk says, a loving heart and a loving mind connect us all. I personally believe, this is just one of my spiritual beliefs, but I believe that we are all part of a universal consciousness. That there is a consciousness that transcends our perceptions. That our perceptions are create illusions that we are all separate, and even though we are all one. And I believe that we share consciousness, that we are part of a larger shared consciousness, and that the primary and really the only thing that persists after our death is the love that we put out into the world. I believe that we are here for just a blink of an eye, just the shortest period of time we are here in this reality. And during this time, during this very short time that we are allotted, that we have this incredible power to really spread love, to make sure that the other people who are experiencing this with us feel like they are loved, and that they are paid attention to, and that they are cared about by somebody else who is also their equal. And I believe that we are all equal, that we are all have this gift of life, and that this gift of life that we have, that it comes with the responsibility of making sure that everybody who is around us, who is also partaking of life, is able to do it. Is able to have us be a really powerful part of that. And so the meaningful relationships that we cultivate, the love that we spread, the caring and the compassion that we have for others is something that we are really also having for ourselves. And because how often have we needed to have that meaningful relationship? How often have we sought out that meaningful relationship that we give so freely to others. So let's go out into the world today, understanding that we are connected, understanding that each and every one of us is important, that we are all playing our little roles in life, and that the roles that we play are meaningful and important to others. And as we really focus our efforts on making sure that we have love and compassion for the people around us, let's also realize and recognize that same love and compassion comes right back to us, not always in the form of, or not always from the people that we're loving in that moment, but from the sometimes it even comes from other people, but primarily it's just something that grows inside of ourselves, and as it does, as we grow and develop and learn and change, we are we are ultimately setting ourselves up for just remaking this world in accordance with the values that we have determined are good. So I'm connected today. You are connected too. So let's be connected with life. Let's be connected with each other, and let's go out today and just absolutely rock it. Let's show this world who we are, and let's make sure that we are connecting the ideas, the concepts, the people that need to be connected, and doing it in a meaningful way. My beautiful friends, I will return tomorrow at 9 a.m. with yet another one of these cards. I want to say thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for supporting the broadcast. Thank you to those of you who share it and those of you who comment on it. Guys, every single thing that you do to tell the Facebook algorithm or the YouTube algorithm that this content is worthy of engaging with is something that helps to spread it around to others. It doesn't even cost anything. It's just so cool that we have this little bubble of positivity on the internet, and I would like to continue to make it bigger. So I'm dedicated to continuing to do it. I hope that you're dedicated to do it as well. And yeah, just know that you are a connected person, that you are a beautiful person, and that we are cultivating a meaningful relationship literally right now. So I'll talk to y'all tomorrow at 9 a.m. But until then, this is just your daily reminder that I love you, that I care about you, that I think that you can do it, that I know that you are capable, and that we are going to just go out and rock life today. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow at 9 a.m. Until then, aloha from paradise.